There is your look at Home, and here's one of the stars of Home, Mr. Jim Parsons.
Hello,
hey,
nice
buddy.
to be with you.
It's good to see you. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you very
Obviously,
much.
you are a veteran of Comic-Con, but this is a different kind of experience, I would think.
It's really nice to be here for something else. It really is, and it's really nice to be here for this. I love the movie so much. I think it's very funny, but I think it's so sweet. You have these two oddball people coming together, sort of like me and Rihanna coming together to play them, and they learn to like each other through their differences, which I hope that doesn't sound overly simplistic. It kind of is simplistic in a beautiful way.
Yeah, but I mean, you mentioned, Rihanna,
Yes,
Steve
Martin's in it, J-Lo's in it, yeah.
So is this one of those, it's the cliche of every animated feature of a discussion, but is this one of the things, have you met these people? Have you ever
I have worked. Well, I had an entire session with Rihanna, and I have had a couple of sessions with Steve.
Amazing, that's great.
It really was amazing. Especially the one with Rihanna, I have to say, because you do spend a lot of time, obviously, in kind of your own black hole of just you and the director. And especially in this movie, those two characters that she and I play are together so much. It was very interesting it was about a third of the way through the film of working on it that we finally met, and it was really nice to hear how she would actually sound if she was just naturally talking to me and me to her too. And it kind of carried over from there, you were able to take that from there. But the animators do such a good job of making almost anything work.
Right.
I've never done a job before I'm like, somebody makes all my mistakes look really good, Like I'll hear myself say it and go, that's weird, but they make it look so wonderful.
Do you have, is this one of those things where you saw your character before going in? Like, did you know?
I did.
Did they match you at all? Does it look remotely
no,
like you?
he may have, I think expression-wise, he's probably morphed a little bit to what I do, like facial tics or whatever, like that. But overall, no, they had him drawn out. And I actually held it up to a friend, was like, do you buy my voice for this person?
Right.
Or person, alien? He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that says, but I'm all for this.
I think we have a photo of it, actually, of your character. Can we
Yeah.
actually see it? I'm curious to see if it matches with the Jim Parsons next to me. There he is, a little small, but there he is for us.
With a cat on his head.
No,
yes,
that's just
her
like
cat.
You have a cat on
pig.
your head often.
I do frequently have a cat on my head. Well, why wouldn't you?
I
warm, and I'm allergic.
It's the hot thing in 2014. Everybody knows. Put a cat on your head.
Absolutely.
Did Rihanna, does it feel like she was in her element when you're doing this kind of thing? Because,
Yes and no. She was definitely very comfortable in, more than I, obviously, in like a studio setting and with the microphone and everything. But obviously it's very different, and she would get the laugh bug frequently during scenes we were doing, which really cracked me up, because I was like, why are you laughing? And I was like, oh yeah, it's funny. But she was just, it was easier for her to laugh. But I did find myself wanting to talk to her a lot about recording. And probably to the point of irritating her, because between takes and stuff, I'd be asking her, like, I would tell her, one of my favorite song you've ever done is What's My Name, which she found very funny. And I said, well, I don't know why you think that's funny, but I really do. I like that song. And she had told me that she has a recording studio on a tour bus, so like she can record what I know.
Yeah.
And she goes, I think I actually recorded that on a bus. I assume they're not moving, unless she wants extra vibrato or something. Exactly, Step on it. We're rolling back here.
Wait, are you angling to be on the next album? This is what my takeaway from this.
The next what?
On the next album. Are you actually angling for a duet with Rihanna?
I wasn't, but I think that's a wonderful idea. I'd like to be on the next album, Rihanna. They'll sell like hotcakes. You'll never have to tour again.
Are hotcakes selling that well nowadays?
No, they're not actually. No. They're not. We're a carb-crazy society.
How do you? So we just spoke to Benedict a little while ago, and I always struggle to explain. This is his first Comic-Con. How do you explain Comic-Con to the uninitiated?
Be careful. No,
watch your step.
You know what? I honestly say it is a crazy, crazy place. That is one of the. It's kind of one of the sweetest things I've ever seen. I almost have trouble. I often think, what do I like in life so much that I would stand in these lines, put on these costumes, have you shoulder to shoulder. I mean, if I want to be on a subway, I'd go to New York. But they do, and they're just really devoted fans and really into the things they're into here, and it's kind of neat, actually.
It's amazing.
It
it's
really
all
is.
out of love and passion.
It is.
Great.
It absolutely is. But and because of that, it's a good crazy, but it's crazy. I mean, even the streets here, if you've never been, it's hard to walk. Yeah. But it's fun.
So what was the first passion in your life? You talk about the passion and love on the streets of San Diego here. Like, what was the first thing that you went to the extreme on? Was it acting? Was it theater?
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of what the unidentifiable part for me is, that they were kind of not solo, but like they were my own private passions. Like I had piano and I had acting.
Right.
But I would kind of, I would certainly practice the piano alone, and the acting was, I wasn't like doing improv groups at age 7 or 8. It was very controlled environments like that.
Right.
So, and maybe that's what the difference is. I'm not normally an extrovert with my passions like that, Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say, but I let it go.
Wait, are you going to sing Let It Go now? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I'm not going to let it go. Okay, I did.
You're so easily provoked.
You're right. It's early. It's early.
Are you at all a fan of like the ginormous comic book thing that's going on, the comic book movie thing at all? Do you appreciate them on any level? These like
I do.
Marvel
I do.
movies,
I mean,
etc.?
when I was a kid, I loved the Superman movies, and I loved Star Wars, but that wasn't a comic book. And then I kind of wasn't a part of it and really didn't watch any until the Spider-Man movies started coming out, and I loved going to those. I loved the spectacle of it. I loved that's kind of, movies with a capital M,
Yeah. He's also like a man of the people. He's kind of like
That's
relatable
true.
in a way,
That's
right?
true. There is something, I don't read them, and I never have, but when I've watched the movies, you do get the essence of what is so attractive about it, and it is that, and it is something to believe in or something to aspire to. Does that sound overblown? I don't mean it to. Okay.
No. So if you had to name a favorite superhero?
Oh, Jesus.
What do you think?
Jesus. No.
He's not a superhero. He did have superpowers.
He did. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get blasphemous in here. I just... I'm gonna go back to Superman just because he was my first.
Never forget your first.
You don't. You never get over it either.
Have you ever, in the years being here, have you ever been able to walk the floor at all and
I
experience
have
that?
not. I guess I could have, but I declined. I have heard though that if like after you do a panel or whatever, and some people will put on like a mask
Right.
and do that. I think that people have caught on to that too. That like, hey, but I really admired that, and I think that kind of sounds sadistically fun. The thing would not be, honestly, for me, the biggest challenge for me is the crowd, being that close to people. If nobody knew who I was or whatever, I tend to go crazy and put on deodorant. No, that doesn't happen here.
Speaking of sadistic fun, this is how we end every interview at Comic-Con. It's a tradition over the years.
Oh, Lord.
It's a little game we call Geeks and Posers, because a lot of people come to Comic-Con pretending to be geeks, but they're actual posers. I'm not
Okay.
saying you're one or the other.
I don't
Jim.
honestly know what I am.
We're going to find out.
Okay.
You ready? Here
Yeah.
we go. A few questions for you.
Answer questions. Okay.
Finish this line made famous by Game of Thrones. A Lannister always...
Has his brother's back. No.
Beautiful sentiment, but not true.
Okay.
Pays his debts.
Oh, well, that's a good one. My dad was big on that.
How much energy is required to fuel a flux capacitor?
Oh, it's a certain amount of gigawatts.
1.21 of them.
1.21.
Gigawatts.
I didn't get that right. I don't know why I'm breathing. Okay,
Who is the villain in the next Avengers movie?
I am. I don't know who's making it, but I'd like to play that part.
I think they've shot it already.
Shit.
What is this? It's Ultron,
going
by the
well.
way, for future reference.
Okay.
What is the subtitle of the upcoming Batman-Superman movie?
Two great tastes. Taste great together. It's not right.
I mean, it hasn't been released yet, so they could change it.
I should. I'm also into marketing.
It's actually Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice.
I know you're a huge Vin Diesel fan. Name the 3 Riddick movies.
I don't know what that means. This is not going well.
Well, you should really rent or buy on
I want
iTunes.
the viewer to know that I asked him not to ruin my Comic-Con day as he's the first thing I'm doing, and he's ruining my Comic-Con day.
You don't know me well enough. You know you would know it's
This
a
is your
challenge to
point?
me. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
whole reason I'm here.
This is good to know.
It's Pitch Black.
Somebody get me out of here.
Pitch Black,
Okay.
Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick.
Oh,
2 more for you. True or false?
Yes.
Jar Jar Binks wasn't that bad.
it wasn't that bad. That's false. I watched. I'm giving a personal opinion here. That was, and I know that's not the right answer, but I'll be honest with you, and I feel bad for saying this, but that was not good. Right?
I'm kind of a...
You're okay with him?
I'm okay with Jar Jar. But that's a minority opinion. It's a very much a minority
Is
opinion.
it really?
Yeah.
I'm swayable.
And finally, sir.
Yep.
Can you give me your best imitation of Gollum?
Oh, no, that's not good. He likes he. I don't know. I loved those movies. I did love those movies. I'm just not good at that. And Andy Serkis is a wonderful...
Amazing
He's
actor.
amazing.
Amazing.
The fact that I knew it was Andy Serkis should give me a couple of bonus points, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Jim Parsons, the movie is Home. Congratulations. Always
Well,
good
no one's
to
going to go see it now. Look what you did.
It's good to see you.
Good
and
to see
I had
you.
a good time.
Me too.
Right now, guys, we got a chance to catch up with the amazing Guillermo del Toro. Check it out last night. Here's Guillermo.